resume, are you going to be required to wear a face mask going to classes?
Well, Dallas just released yesterday that we're going to be online school until after Labor Day. So until then, we're still going to be teaching from home. And I guess they'll find out exactly what's going to happen once that deadline passes up to Labor Day. So I'm really not sure what's going to happen when we go back to school. What I've heard is that we will have to wear masks, that they're somehow going to try to keep the kids 6 feet apart. I don't know how that's going to be possible at school. And that parents are going to have the decision to either keep it online or to allow their kids to go. I think right now, nobody knows. And so now they've extended this online teaching at the beginning of school, and then I guess they're going to figure out what's going to happen.
They've tried to kind of delay school starting in person. Moving forward, they want to try and delay it as maybe 6 to 9 weeks without losing governmental funding. I was reading about. Do you think allowing the extra time for schools to return will help the staff and the students adjust to the new post-COVID plan?
Well, I think, in my opinion, it's the only thing you can do. Right now, the numbers are so high, and it would just be dumb to start school in person right now with the numbers being so high. They've tried to have the sports practice, and kids have gotten COVID just from the football practice. And so they had to stop that. And I'm like, if one kid comes to in person and gets one person sick, it could just spread like wildfire at school, because I think it's impossible to keep 6 feet. And I don't think wearing masks only is going to do that. So I think starting the new year online for the first few weeks, we got to see how it goes. I'm hoping that the vaccine will be approved soon so that can start being rolled out. Because right now, I just don't see how we can have school, because if one teacher gets sick, if one student, it's just going to spread if we go back to class. I think it's just up in the air. It's kind of scary to know what's going to happen. Yeah. I don't think there's any way you can go back to school right now until these numbers go down.
About how many people or how many students attend your school?
Well, my school, there's between roughly around 900 students that go to my middle school.
Okay.
So it's a lot of kids.
Yeah, for sure.
And then most of our classes are 25 to 30 kids in the classroom, and that's a packed classroom.
And then I'm assuming you're going to be probably spacing desks apart in classrooms as well.
Yeah, that's a concern with a lot of teachers, is that there's no way to keep, especially with a class of 25 to 30 kids, our classrooms aren't that big to spread them apart unless you have like 10 kids in each of your classes. And with 900 students in the school, there's no way to have small classes like that. So I don't see how they're going to do that, but
I guess they'll try their best, right?
Right. I think it's just really up in the air right now what's going to happen.
So what is the current post-COVID plan that's been implemented in your school when it does resume?
Well, they have a real detailed plan that masks are going to be required. If a student becomes positive, then they can't come back to school for 14 days. It's really elaborate. I didn't even read the whole thing because it was like so long and complicated, but they have a plan, but it's just, I think it's going to be hard to implement when one kid gets sick and it starts spreading, that they'll probably have to close the school down. If it's just like when sometimes schools my school's never done it, but there's some schools where kids get so sick with the flu and stuff, they have to shut it down and disinfect the entire school building. So they have a plan, but I don't know how well it's going to be implemented. I want to get back to class. I'm tired of being at home and I miss my students a lot. So